Ranger Nation, welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be talking about episode 12 in English of Dino Fury, and with that, let's just jump straight into it. Watching it back in English, I hadn't actually thought that the episode could get any better, but it did, and I generally really liked watching it. I kind of missed the French version. I haven't watched anything past Lord Zed, so for me, I was just like, do you know what, I'll wait for English. We're going to get it all next week, so we might as well skip ahead and do it that way. But I was generally surprised. Now, Izzy and Javi's dad, or Javier, his dad, their dad, I can't get words out, their dad comes back, and he seems to be alright. Like, normally I would hate him because he would say something to Javi about how bad he is or something like that, but I generally kind of really liked it. He went on and said, hey, I've got this like kind of pamphlet that was here and there, and you know, did you have anything to do with it? And he's like, no, everyone's like, nope. And I think what makes me laugh is when they're kind of explaining about money and how much it's going to cost. When Izzy says like, oh, I've got puppy dog eyes, and Javi just goes, he's more of a cat person, and she just goes, meow. It cracked me up because it was something completely different, just completely out of tone, and I generally kind of like this. Now, moving in to saying about the coach. Now, I don't like the coach. I like the French version more, the French voice actress, because it fit her. I don't know why, but I really didn't like the coach. Now, if you're not up to date of what happened in the French version, but the main gist of it is this entire episode is about the coach that wants money, and that's all she wants. And she'll kind of make it so, be like, hey, you're doing good, you're my #1 star, and then that's particularly it. And then it's like, oh, okay, am I or am I not? What? But she says it to everyone to kind of get that boost of money, and she explains it much later on in the episode when Izzy goes to confront her. But in general, like, everyone in this gym has to wear a certain uniform, and at the very beginning of this episode, when I looked at it, I was like, but not many people are wearing the outfits and stuff like that. And plus, when you work out and you're wearing a like kind of a thin jacket, you want to take it off so you can get more air to your body. So having a jacket like that, I'd be like, okay, cool, wear it in and out, but when you're working out, you may not want to wear it. This episode is kind of weird. What's weird is that you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, and you haven't hit that like button. So make sure that you do that right now to make sure that the channel grows and gets into the algorithm, into the YouTube of the thing, because it does help the channel. So if you could like, comment, and subscribe, that would be great. With Zato and Izzy kind of going to the gym, they notice quite a lot. Mainly Zato, as he's kind of just like listening in, kind of at the right point in time and going, oh, this is what's happening. And this is when the coach is going around saying like, oh, you're the superstar, you're the best, to kind of give them thing, and it just doesn't work. That is a thing that carries on all the way through, which just kind of annoyed me. But I feel like it's the way that you go to a gym. It's like, hey, if you want to come to this gym, you have to do it. You have to wear this uniform, when you can't just wear what you want to some degree. It just, to me, it was just kind of weird. Another subplot in this is that the Ranger hotline has been hacked, and thus therefore that, you know, the Slifer and all of that, they will find out when a monster attacks her or a Sporex is spotted, so they can go and pick it up, and then they can kind of change it a bit. Now, this is a really, really good plan, because I would be all over the place. I would be using this all the time, finding out all these monsters and stuff. Now, one thing I've just kind of thought of is, why not have all these monsters, bring them back to the base and destroy them there, and then take the Sporax? Would be a lot easier than the Rangers fighting it and not getting that Sporax. But that could be a plan that they've never really thought of, and it wouldn't make much of a series. Adrian is one of the characters, and to get the uniform, because the uniforms are really expensive, he gives up the watch that his grandfather gave him, so that, you know, he could easily kind of do it. And this is when Bella manipulates and says like, oh, if you want to be the best in this, then you have to be the best. You have to wear the best. So, you know, it's what your grandfather would have wanted. And this kind of just messes up. It's manipulation at its finest, and it's a piece of shit. Like, I would just be like, well, I don't give a shit. I'll just go off and exercise somewhere else. When I do have money, I'll come back. Or don't be that. I'm going to take my business out elsewhere and say that you just want to steal. You just want to steal money, take money, whatever. But I really didn't like this moment. But to kind of wrap this part of the thing is, they get their uniforms. Izzy's gets damaged, which therefore the coach says you have to give up more. You have to pay for it, which then leads into the fact that Izzy gets money from the other Rangers because she wants to train and they want to help their friend. And that's when she pays for Adrian's watch and says, I'm out, I'm not going to help you because all you think of is money and I don't like that and it shouldn't be like that at all. They find the Sporex beast, which is Fog Shell. They don't destroy him, he runs away, which is quite unique, so it kind of turns it into a two-parter. But yeah, that's it. Then you've got the Rangers going up to the telephone line, the hotline, destroying that so that they can, or the device that they've put in, so the fact that they can't kind of call in and they can't kind of get away with it. And thus, therefore, the episode ends because all the Rangers are in the park. And yeah, Bella comes up and says like, oh, you're going to come and do it? Are you groveling now? Oh, you're cheekily groveling to come back? And they're like, no, in fact, I'll teach everybody if they want to train for free because you kind of screw people out. And she's like, oh, prove it. And she's like, who can raise your hand if the coach told you you were the best? Oh, it's up there. And then the coach just runs off and says, you're not getting your money back. And I'm just like, that should be a thing up to the police. Anyway, I don't think you could go to the police for that anyway. But let's leave some bad reviews online and stuff like that. So I generally thought that this episode was really funny. I felt like there were some really good moments. It was really well balanced. The fact that Slifer goes like, he jumps in the air and shouts out attacks, which is just very anime-esque thing, like deflecting hit and up high hit and stuff like that, which I generally was like, do you know what? This is a lot of fun for it, and I kind of really got on board with it. It's also nice to see that Cypher actually gets stuck in, and it's not just a I'm out, see you later, boys and girls. It's I'm here, I'm going to be doing this, and yeah, it's kind of nice. Now I watched this all in HD, and I really like it. It was so much better than watching it on Pop, where it's not the greatest. I can never understand why they don't release it in HD. So unless there's a HD Pop that I've not seen, but either way, it was so nice seeing it in HD rather than like kind of horribleness. I feel like you should be rooting for the bad guys because the bad guys' plans are really good. One thing is also in this is the character development for Izzy was really good. It actually built her up as a character to make her stand up because she was so awestruck with this coach. I felt like this was the most perfect time to say, hey, you know, let's build up Izzy. And I can see her at the end of the episode either becoming a personal trainer or a coach that opens up her own gym. I hope she doesn't do it for free, but, you know, I can see her more becoming a personal trainer. That's my kind of like take on that one. Making you hate Bella is fine. I think that's a great thing because that shows that they're doing their job right, writing that character, making you hate it. Now, there's two possibilities. She'll come back at the end of the season or the end of next season and says that she's completely changed, or you never see her ever again, and that is particularly it. But for me personally, I generally really liked seeing that Bella was the bad guy and it wasn't a monster, it actually was a human. And you don't normally get that anymore in Power Rangers. It's either a monster pretending to be a monster, but this was an actual piece of garbage. And the character did it well, the actress did it well, so kudos to her. Rounding up, episode was decent, had a nice build-up, had some great character development, it was all good, and I kind of liked it. So I'm going to leave it there. So yeah, there's my review. If you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit subscribe with that cheeky notification bell, and I'll see you for the next review, which these will probably be daily from when I catch up. Anyway, I shall talk to you soon. Bye!
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとう。チャンネル登録、高評価お願い。